Great. So it's the first episode of Talk with Quinn-Ty. Today of recording is Monday, the 18th of May, 2020. I'm joined by my first guest speaker, Mr. Paulo, aka the better half of Warrior Entertainment. That's Warrior.ent.
Shout out Wilfred. You won't like that quote. Shout out Wilfred. Warrior Entertainment.
Wilfred is the other half of Warrior Entertainment. Some would argue he's the better half. And today we are talking about expectation versus reality and the blueprint to success. Thank you for joining me. The first point I wanted to develop on was the behind the scenes to overnight success. What are your opinions?
All right. So first of all, I don't believe in no overnight success. You need to understand that all these successful people which have made a name for themselves, they've put in hours and days and weeks of work. There's no such thing as overnight success. Definitely. Like if you're an athlete or a content creator, you've been working out in the gym, like you need to put in the hours first to get recognized. Because if you don't have a skill, you're not going to get recognized. No one's going to just walk up to you and say, oh, you know what, take you to the top with him. What you need to do is put in the hours and then you'll become an overnight success, like people say. It's daft to me. What do you think about it?
I definitely agree. I mean, an analogy that I know we spoke about previously was the house analogy. If you do something every day that is productive, such as you're putting a brick down every day, you're laying one brick every day, there's going to be a house. Might not be anytime, might be in a year's time, but that's a house that wasn't there before. And then people are going to walk down that street and go, oh, didn't know that house. They got that up quick.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Perfect analogy, because people will just see the house. They won't see the every single brick that they laid to get to that stage. 100%, man. I think people don't give enough credit. And when people say like overnight success, I think they're just hating in a way, because there's a lot more than just that. There's a lot that goes into that behind the scenes. So yeah, 100%.
Definitely. Especially as yourself, like a content creator, as you can imagine some overnight successes. It's just that one video, but you could be making content for over a year. You could be on your 100th video, feel like you're not getting anywhere, going to quit. But your 101st video could be the one that blows up massively. And it could be that one that gets you recognized.
Yeah. And that one video that blows up, it will be a sum of all the experience and everything that I've built throughout the hours I put in my videos and what else. So yeah, 100%. There's no such thing as overnight success, people. Get that out of your head. You need to put in the hours, put in the work to become successful. Definitely. No such thing as overnight. But yeah.
Especially with people such as yourself, like I said, content creators, if you are creating a video, your first video might get 100 views. Bang, perfect. Your second video might get 0 views.
Exactly.
So you're not seeing that as a loss, you're seeing that as, I need to stop doing this and focus more on this.
Yeah, exactly.
So use it as a learning curve and whittle down, try everything that you can do and whittle down what doesn't work.
100%. That's what I do with my videos. I see what works, what doesn't. I'm at the start, so I'm still trying different things out, but I can tell you that, you know, I'm not going to stop. And when it is at the top, people are going to look at it and think it's always been that way without seeing Quinn's seen the growth it's had. He's been there since it's had like 10 followers. Now we're only on 500 and something, but it is growing. You get what I mean? So when it grows even bigger, people are going to think the same thing, like, oh, they've just always been like that. But nah, it's a build-up. And another point is, if you look at the way I speak on camera, at the start, how I used to speak, it was completely different. That's experience I built up in time, built up my confidence. And that all comes from putting in the hours. No overnight success. I don't agree with that.
The lesson.
Yeah, man.
Perfect. Great. So the next point I wanted to roll on to was the importance of just doing it and taking action.
Then listen, it doesn't matter what circumstance you're in right now. It don't matter what you have, what items you have. You need to execute straight away. You need to put a plan into action without having the tools, because the human brain, it's an adaptation machine. That's how you learn to ride a bike, drive a car. That's how you learn everything, languages. It's by adapting. So throw yourself into the deep end. Whatever challenge and adversity that comes your way, your brain will find a way to get around it, maneuver. But yeah, that's what I think about it, bro.
If you're determined enough, you will find a way, especially people that have been under pressure their entire lives. You hear all these success stories about people who have spent their nights in cars, who've been homeless, who have been down and out, and it's like success is all odds are against them. But pressure really does make diamonds if you do not allow it to crush you.
Exactly, 100%. It's like what you just said. Successful people all over the world have started from homeless. Like, so yeah, just start right now. Don't wait till you have the thing. Do it today. If you're watching this right now, I want you to do it today. That's my tip.
Do something,
yeah, man.
exactly. Do something that builds to a greater purpose.
Exactly.
Perfect.
100%.
The second point, which might actually go against the importance of just doing it, is making a plan. The importance of making a plan of action.
All right. So this is what I think. The linking back to the last point, just doing it, right? When I say just do it, I'm basically saying make a plan. Because for me, making a plan, it's all important. Because you need to have a direction. Think of a boat that's in the sea. Yeah, if its captain doesn't know where it's going, it's just gonna end up anywhere. But if its captain knows the details and knows where it needs to go, then it will arrive at its destination. And that's what you need to do. You need to set a destination and chase after it at full speed. 100%.
Definitely.
But yeah, what do you think about him?
I think another point that kind of relates to that is the whole thing of whilst you're young, you kind of need to get that experience in, because if you start something when you're 30 compared to when you're 15, you're going to have double the amount of experience if you were to start younger. So especially now, younger people who are still living at home, who don't have the responsibility of a family, you might have a job, but you don't have a career, you don't have people that rely on you. And if you make a bad investment at a young age, you still have a bed to lie in, you still have food on the table 3 times a day.
Exactly.
You're not going to lose your life. You're not going to lose your job. You can't pay your rent. So do things whilst you're young, whilst you have that support network around you.
100%. Because I always tell people that when you're young, you're starting from the bottom. So rock bottom is not too far away from the bottom. So whatever you do, you're not going to land in a bad place. You've always got that reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're young, 20s, in your teens, make all types of risks. And that doesn't mean that if you're 30, 40, you're over. That does not mean that you shouldn't be taking risks because you're still young. It just means that you have to, you're a bit more wary because you got a bit more, responsibilities, but still take the risk and follow your dreams all the time. But yeah, if you're a teen, take every risk. I'm saying take all the risks.
Do you think people that are older are more adverse to taking risks because they feel like they have people that rely on them, people in their 30s, 40s?
Yeah, no, that's the problem when you're a bit older, but you can be smart about it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go quit your job and chase your dream. I'm saying you can, set up a plan and work on the side. But yeah, back to that point about making a plan though. I also think that making a plan is important because you're visualizing what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And by visualizing it, you will automatically become the person you need to be to achieve it. For example, me setting up a plan of wanting to inspire millions of people requires me to build self-confidence, which in the past I did not have. I was that person that would post once every 2 years because I had no confidence in myself. But now I know that, no, I have to build on that. You know what I mean? I have to
definitely
keep working on it.
Definitely. I completely understand. As it's good to point out, though, that it's never really too late. Even if you look at the life expectancy of a person in England, it's around 80, 85 years old. So if you're 40, you're only really halfway there. If you're 30, you're less than halfway there. Life expectancy is always going up. But if you look at Warren Buffett, he made 80% of his wealth in the last 20 years. And I'm not entirely sure how old he is, but I know he's not young.
Colonel Sanders, he started KFC when he was old. He started making money off KFC when he was old. You know, I don't recall the exact age, but it was 60s, 70s.
Exactly.
Started making a lot of money from KFC. You know, now he's left back a legacy that people can, you know, follow up on.
Definitely. I think it's just kind of hard to stick to the drive, especially even in the short terms, because if you're trying to stay on a hustle for a year, 2 years, and you're not gaining any traction, it's easy just to lose that fire, that spark. So I feel like it may be harder to kind of regain that youthfulness, energy as you get older.
I don't know. I don't think that's an excuse though, losing it,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I think it's always there. People just compromise. People they'll put it to the side because they think, oh, it's not as important anymore. But when they get older, they'll regret not doing the things that they know they should have done. So no matter how old you are, do what you need to do, and you know what you need to do. Like your intuition, it will tell you what you need to do. So yeah, just follow your senses, man. 100%.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. The next point I wanted to roll onto was determination and sticking to it. What's your views?
Persistence, basically, right? Yeah. Look, consistency is the most important thing. Without consistency, you ain't going nowhere. Period. Like you're not going nowhere. You need to work on it. Like one thing all successful people have in common is consistency.
Definitely.
Like people work day in, day out, and they don't just, look at the results. They really bring value to people by improving their work day in, day out. But yeah, what do you think about it, bro?
Definitely. I mean, I definitely agree. You don't join the gym with a six pack. You have to join the gym and then you have to work, you have to graft, and then it's a gradual process. Same with anything, same with a skill, with writing. Like I said before, learning to ride a bike. I'm sure you fell off your bike a few times as a kid. I'm sure I fell off my bike as a few kid. I'm sure anybody watching has fell off their bike a few times as a kid. But I'm
Exactly.
also sure that 99% of everybody watching can ride a bike.
No, yeah. Same with driving. Yeah, nah, 100%. Look, whatever you're doing, you need to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to stick to it because it's the only way you'll get somewhere. It doesn't matter if you're not getting the results you want to see right now, but because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, the right person could watch your video. The right scout might go to one of your games. You know what I mean? So stick to it. See it out to the end. And if you get to the end and for whatever reason you don't achieve what you wanted to achieve, you will not regret putting in the hard hours. You won't. But if you don't try and you quit, when you get older, you're going to regret it. You're going to
100%.
regret it.
100%. I agree to you. No one ever looked back and said, "Oh, I wish I didn't make this much progress." It's everything is a learning curve. Even if you try something, you fail, you've learned from it to onto your next venture.
Exactly.
Perfect. Definitely. As others' opinions, so others' opinions, such as even the ones closest to you, your parents, your close friends, they have negative opinions of you that might rock your faith. What is your advice and your opinion on that?
All right. So the opinion of others, right? When we're talking about immediate family, you need to. I watch a lot of Gary V, and he said this in one of his videos. He was like, "Why would you take advice of someone who you do not want to be like? It makes no sense at all. If you don't want to be like that person, and that person's telling you not to do this and not to do that because it's impossible, this, that. You need to block it out. You need to be taking advice off the people who are where you want to be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So don't listen to others' opinions because everyone's going to have an opinion. Everyone's going to have an opinion. And you have your own, and your opinion has to be the strongest opinion.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
There's nearly 8 billion people in the world. And so you're not weird for trying something because nothing that you try to do is new.
No, exactly.
Someone's thought of it, someone's doing it. So there's a group of people that are just like you somewhere. And I believe in society today, there's safety in numbers. And the majority of people are normal. But the normal person works a 9 to 5. The normal person is classed as obese in the 40s. The normal person is in debt.
Exactly.
Exactly. Everyone you look up to is not normal. Whether a footballer, whether they're a rapper, whether they're an athlete, they are not normal.
Exactly. They put in work. They put in their work rate is not of a normal person. That's why 99% of people ain't successful, because they don't have the work rate of someone who's different. So you need to come different with it. You need to, not listen to what other normal people are saying, because you want to be different. So why would you listen to normal people?
Exactly.
It makes no sense at all.
You're not going to go to a pilot to learn how to play football, and vice versa. You're not going to go to a footballer to learn how to be a pilot. You need to find somebody that inspires you, like you said, Gary V. All the pages that I know yourself, and I'm even myself, we do follow, try and soak in information.
Exactly.
The amount of books that you read, what you're taking in on a daily basis, just educate yourself and be in that group of people. What I've learned is that the world will accommodate you. No matter how weird you think you may be, there is always people that will attract to you because you are like them.
Exactly. And there's always someone weirder than you. So if you're thinking you're taking too much of a risk, someone's taking a higher risk. So
exactly.
You can't be listening to other people and thinking their opinions facts. It's not facts. If someone tells you can't do something, that's because they can't do it. It's not because you can't do it. So yeah, follow your own intuition and opinion.
They're living by their standards.
Exactly.
So you live by yours, and your standards should be way higher than theirs because you are you. And that is beautiful.
Nah, it is, man. It is 100%. You don't be listening to others' opinions, man. Listen. This is one of the things I said in one of my videos, right? This is why others' opinions doesn't really matter. Not to say you shouldn't learn from other people, but when they start telling you can't do this and you can't do that, that's when you block it out, because you live in a world of 7 billion people, which is in a galaxy of multiple planets, which is in a universe of endless galaxies. So you need to understand that whatever you do, it won't matter in the big scale. Mm-hmm. So you need to take that risk, not listen to other people, and do what you want to do, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We're all going to die. So
exactly, to put it quite simply, yeah, all of your failures will not be remembered. As I'm sure, unless they actually made an imprint on the world, I can't remember the average Joe from 100 years ago. You know what I mean? I can't remember the average person from 200 years ago.
Exactly, the average. Nothing wrong with 9 to 5 workers, but exactly. They're not remembered. Like whatever they did, it didn't matter. Whatever risk they took, it didn't matter at the end.
Again, so, yeah. That's a good thing to bring up. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with being regular if you genuinely enjoy it.
Exactly. Look, I forgot to say that actually. If you're happy just working 9 to 5 and doing your thing, and then great. Then keep on doing it. Exactly. But if you want something bigger than that, then you need to aim higher and not listen to
exactly
people.
To do something different if you want different. No one ever got rich working on 9 to 5, and if your plan is to not get rich, that's fine, carry on working on 9 to 5. But if you do want to be different, you have to do different. That's what exactly. I believe anyway.
100%, man. 100%.
Just to wrap things up, I think the last point that we're going to touch on is the advice. What advice do you have for anybody watching?
All right, so this is the thing I believe in the most, right? If you're watching this right now, you need to have so much self-belief, because if you believe in yourself, you're not going to need anyone else to believe in you. Your confidence levels are going to be through the roof because you have self-belief. You know who you are. You know what you're here for. And it don't matter what brings you down, what comes in your way. You need to believe that you will get through it. And you will, because that's how, like you said before, that's how diamonds are made, through pressure. So you need to believe that you will become a diamond throughout all this pressure. And, don't worry if things happen in everyone's lives. So don't worry if something happens in yours. Just know that you need to overcome it believe in yourself enough to achieve your goal. That's my number one tip.
Perfect. If I have a piece of advice, it's for anybody watching. If you are waiting for a sign, this is it.
100%.
All I have to say.
Put it into action, man. Put it into action.
Exactly. Perfect. Great. Well, it's been a pleasure. And again, Paulo, half of Warrior Entertainment. If you look at his hat, if you want to just bend down for a second, that is Born Warrior. You can get the merch on his Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. That's Warrior.ent, as in entertainment. And Paulo, you've been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you for getting me on this interview. I like the talk. Yeah, man. I hope people took something from it because that's what I'm here for.
You're welcome back
very much, man. See you later, man.